thank you for being here. It's a wonderful day to be in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and it's especially wonderful if you're committed to the Democratic cause and you know the future that we have ahead of us. You know the potential that we have in Garland County. You know, this is just a special and a wonderful community. Some of us have been born here, grown up here. Many of us have chosen this area, but it's a special place. And I don't think I could say a whole lot more about myself that Vincent Sulaco didn't say or Johnny Roebuck didn't say. And I thank them very much, and they know what it's like to be a good, committed Democrat and to work hard. And they know about the principles that brought us all here today that we care about. But briefly, let's talk about the health care issue that Vince brought up. You know, Hot Springs, initially we bathed the world, but more than we bathed the world, this was Health City, USA. People came here to the Army-Navy Hospital. They came to the bathhouses downtown. They built the bathhouses. They had jobs in the bathhouses. They came here for health and for recreation and the beauty of the area. And this is the tradition that Hot Springs has. We're not just some place that wants to slough off our problems and slough off our invalids and doesn't understand what health care means to our community and to our families and to our nation. Hot Springs must be a place that speaks up for health care. Now, when I looked at my opponent and I looked at his brochure says, as far as the Arkansas Works, he's undecided about the future of Arkansas Works. Well, I can tell you now, I've never been undecided about the idea of Arkansas Works. Because what family doesn't benefit by health care? What family doesn't need health care? What children aren't raised better with health care? What seniors don't have a better, more productive life with health care? And you know where the money came from to support the health care expansion in Arkansas? It came from the federal government. It's $1.6 million that we can either bring into the state or we can pass up. We can let it go to some other state and take care of the people of Delaware, Connecticut, Massachusetts, some state that will accept it. And not every state is even smart enough to accept this. In this room, we could say, duh, who doesn't want this? But some states haven't taken it. Most of the states in the South have passed on this, and they've closed rural hospitals, and they've suffered losses of business and decline in their health status. In Arkansas, we needed 75% approval at the state legislature. The House of Representatives barely passed it by one vote, 76 to 24. But we needed that 76. And this one seat, District 25, is in dispute. It could make the difference in whether our families have health care or not. And so certainly I'm going to stand up and speak up, and I know you are too, and we're going to take care of our families and our friends and our neighbors. But with that $1.6 million, not only are we taking care of the health of our families and our neighbors, we're pumping money into the economy. $1.6 billion of federal dollars that could go to other states, but when we take it, we've got jobs. We've got jobs in healthcare, and you can look at the statistics and see how the employment roles in healthcare are expanding. And the money trickles down, and it goes throughout the economy. And we see now, first of all, we had the worst state in the union for unemployment. We had, not unemployment, for coverage of health care. We had over 22% uninsured in the state of Arkansas. Now that we've had 2 years of Arkansas Works, private option, the people that are not covered have gone down to 11% or less. So we actually have led the nation in increase in healthcare statistics by one decision that we made by one vote in the House of Representatives. Are we going to continue and keep that, or are we going to let it go by the wayside because some Republican is talking a slogan that they get out of Washington, D.C.? And I'm glad we talked about the campaign for president. That's an important race, and I'm watching TV and I'm laughing and I'm horrified and I don't know what to think, and you know, I shake my head and I want to turn it off. But what happens in Washington, D.C. is a little different than what we do in Arkansas. Washington, D.C. has suffered from gridlock for a long time. And arguably, there's been years where that's the best thing that's happened out of Washington, D.C. is gridlock. There's other years where we've had great presidents in place trying to do things that we wanted and desperately needed done, and what you get out of gridlock out of there. Well, our state representative, Clark Tucker, is one of the leaders in the state who did help to maneuver through the health care legislation. And Clark Tucker spoke to a group here recently, and he told us that with Washington unable to get things done in the period of time that that's happened, the real progress, the real innovation, the real achievement in our nation comes through state legislatures, comes through state government, comes through the state of Arkansas. And we must be those people. We must continue the health care, and that's why you're good, strong Democrats, because you care, and we're going to do this together. Not only is health care important and brings us jobs, but education was also mentioned as one of my key issues. And pre-K, the best way to get successful readers in school, the best way to get high school graduates, the best way to get university graduates, the best way to get a trained workforce. And a trained workforce makes businesses thrive and be successful. It brings industries into the state. And it brings our local businesses, which are the most important for new jobs, it makes them grow and be successful because we're competing statewide, nationally, internationally. So when we have fully funded pre-K programs and we get this turnaround in our education, we're going to see our economy continue to grow and continue to thrive. Let's talk briefly about fair taxes. We've got a governor now, Republican governor, and his priority is to reduce taxes for the top income earners. It's true. It's hard to believe. That's true. You read it in the newspapers. I'm not making this up. I wish I was making it up. We need a fair tax structure. Arkansans are hard-working, middle-class people. Give us a job and we'll do it. Tell us it can't be done and we're probably going to do it too. And if our friends or neighbors need help, who's going to be alongside of them working and helping them? We all are. But we need an even break. And as Vince told you, we raised the minimum wage in the state of Arkansas. The people voted for it, not the politicians. It was not an act proposed by the state legislature. It was an initiated act. And now it's $8.50 an hour. And with the health care changes we've made, and with the $8.50 an hour we've made, our unemployment rate is now historically low, 3.8% in Arkansas. We have more employment in this state than we have ever had. But you know what? We certainly have pockets of poverty. We have people that can't get jobs. We have people that have given up looking for jobs. We have people that can be trained and want to work that aren't finding work. And we need to keep growing and keep giving them opportunities. But if you work and you make this now raised $8.50 with all the good that's done, could you pay for your house payment? Could you pay for your children's clothes? Could you put food on the table for your children? That's why if I'm elected to the state legislature, which I intend to be with your help, when I go to the state legislature, I will introduce legislation to raise the minimum wage to $10 an hour. We have spent too much time and heard too many words about trickle-down economics. Cut taxes for the wealthiest, and with their money it'll trickle down when they buy their nice boats and take their Colorado vacations and their international vacations. That's not what's going to stimulate the economy of Arkansas, and that's not what's going to serve our people. What's going to serve our people is to put those wages in their hands, and believe me, if you make $10 an hour, you need to spend that $10 an hour, and you're going to go out and you're going to spend it. And I was just talking to a businessman here a few minutes ago, and he said, this is what happens when you put it in the lower strata. It gets spent. Businesses increase their inventories. They hire new people. The economy thrives, and that's the direction that we're going to go. So I'm not going to wait for another initiated act. I'm going to introduce legislation, and I'm going to push it through, and we're going to fight these Republicans. We're going to let them know that we're here to stay. No more giving in to the Tea Party. Gee, they had a nice party. They had a great party in 2010. Well, that party's a little old and stale, and it's not working, and it's not working for the state of Arkansas. So, with you, with your help, with your financial help, with your support going door to door, with your courage to speak up, because we have neighbors that think Donald Trump is the greatest thing since white bread. We have neighbors that think that Republicans are the way to go. You know, Democrats haven't always been perfect, but we're the people who brought Social Security. We're the people who give people a hand up. We're the people that created minimum wage legislation in the first place. And going back to when our economy tanked in 2008, what I think saved us from a depression, a deep, dark depression, is the fact that we did have food stamps, we did have unemployment, we did have a minimum wage. So we could build our way back out instead of falling deeper and deeper into despair. So again, I'm not running because of national politics. I'm running because of state politics. I'm running because of the people of Arkansas, because we can make better schools, better universities, better jobs, and better health care for the people. And this is our challenge, and we must take it, and I accept it, and I know you do too. Thank you.